they exist and us little fleshy, goopy, soft things exist at the same time. Zoom, 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 zoom. We're gonna be watching more Outback stories and animal facts by the more Parz and his shorts. We enjoyed the last ones, but we're gonna watch it. Welcome in, everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and comment your favorite animal that you would wish would you. Oh, what's your favorite animal from Australia? There we go. I'm just gonna cut that part where I would like to be murdered by a snake.
Australia has just found zombified bugs.
Oh!
That's right, we're
Zombie bugs?
closer to the Walking Dead Down Under than you think. You see, just recently, a scientist by the name of Dr. Francois Broussard made a trek out to the remote savannah of the Northern Territory with the goal of finding and cataloguing brand new species of insects.
How many species do you think are still out there we have never seen before? 200,000 in Australia? That's crazy.
Unknown to science. I mean, me personally, I think we've found more than enough bugs, especially considering that half of them can send me directly into the f***ing soil. But what do I know, right? Anyway, on his trip to the middle of f***ing nowhere, he stumbled across a colony of spiny savanna ants, which is a pretty normal thing to find out.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. It's just, you know, a normal insect. I mean, there's so many insects in Australia. So many.
Out there. However, getting closer, he noticed something a little off. You see, the main ant colony was fine. Completely normal. However, the several disfigured and deformed ant corpses clamped onto shoots of grass surrounding the colony like a Bug's Life version of Vlad the Inhaler. Yeah, those were significantly less normal. Broussard, mildly unsettled by the ant gore on his timeline, took samples for inspection and upon getting a closer look, realized something both really cool and really spooky.
Oh my god.
The ants had been overtaken by fungus.
Fungus ants! I think I've actually heard about it. Chad, this is like the Last of Us in ant form. The Last of Ants.
Red ones.
More accurately, a previously unknown strain of the cordyceps fungus, infamous
Of course it's cordyceps. They're cordycepping.
around the globe for its ability to create zombie bugs. And the way it does it is unbelievably horrific. You see, it begins with a spore landing on an ant and producing a thin, rope-like strand that penetrates and attaches to their exoskeleton.
Oh my gosh.
At which point, the ant gets a little timer on his hotbar, counting down to a family reunion with his ancestors. Once inside, the fungus begins to take control of the ant's body and brain function, completely changing their behavior, replacing their colony-focused mindset with one single goal. Climb. Its fungus-riddled mind drags its rapidly deteriorating body to the closest high point, which is usually a plant.
It's like the peak players.
With its final act being to clamp its mandibles onto the stem in a death grip. Finally succumbing to the infection and being completely consumed. Its corpse blossoming into a fully grown cordyceps fungus and raining down spores onto the rest of the colony to continue the cycle of infection.
The walking ants! Wait, that means it knows to climb so that it can spread its fungus more efficiently.
Now look, I know this fungus is found elsewhere in the world, but it's a new strain and it was found in Australia. With my luck, I'm going to be playing The Last of Us against couch-sized spiders within the fucking week. Crocodiles are just dinosaurs that forgot to go extinct.
They just like, oops, daisy, I was late for my extinction notice. I just overstayed my welcome for like a few million years. Oh, woo.
Dead serious, and I cannot think of a croc species to better make my point than the saltwater crocodile, a species native to the land down under, and shocking absolutely no one, yes, it can and will eat you.
Oh, lovely.
You see, keeping on theme with the whole forgetting to go extinct thing, the Salties stat spread just feels like something that should have been patched out with the rest of Jurassic Park, starting with their ridiculous size.
They are so big.
You see, Salties are the largest reptile on the planet, coming in at a total of 6 meters long.
6 meters long. It's too big. They are so interesting. When you stare at a crocodile for long enough, you're like, how did they exist and us little fleshy, goopy, soft things exist at the same time? Like, how is that a thing? That our little goopy, soft, silly, stupidness exists alongside this majestic beast.
Long with a maximum weight of 1,100 kilos, which makes this murder lizard genuinely longer than my f***ing car.
Ayo?
That part is that despite being longer than my ute, they are for some reason absolute masters of stealth.
They sneaky. Look at that. You can see its little snout. That's it. It's part of the rock. It's become one with the rock.
You see, crocs are ambush predators, which is a scientific way of saying they are dirty f***ing campers.
Yeah, they dirty campers.
You see, they've got two raised eyes that sit on the top of their heads, which means they can submerge their Ford Falcon-sized frame basically entirely under the water without sacrificing the ability to...
Yeah, they big, strong, and fast.
Spot whatever they are looking to turn into a Happy Meal. And from your perspective as the Happy Meal, they are really difficult to see, which makes it very easy to walk just a little too close and, yeah, get bitten in half by that hydraulic press that they call a mouth.
That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
That's right, just like any good camper, these scaly arseholes are packing a one-shot in the form of one of the
all campers always have one shots. Why are all campers like low-key snipers? Like, come on, stop camping. This is why I don't play PvP.
highest bite forces of any animal on the f***ing planet, having been recorded at putting out a maximum of 3,700 psi of force through their jaws. To put that into context, your skull will crack at 1,100 psi, so a croc would pop your head like a watermelon. And if you don't immediately get folded by the first bite, those jaws will latch onto you as the croc begins a death roll.
The death roll that crocs do are crazy. Look at it roll. It's like dodge rolling a boss in Elden Ring.
Spitting its ton of body weight like a washing machine until whatever part of you it has decided to eat snaps off and is added to its protein goals.
Protein.
But the best thing about the crocodile is their build is so f***ing good. They have genuinely been around with very little evolutionary change.
They're just like, they were built perfect. They were built flawless from the start. They didn't need to evolve. They were built perfection. They are built in God's image. You think God is a human? You are wrong. It's a crocodile.
For 65 million years. Which means I grew up watching Steve Irwin wrestle dinosaurs for fun. Rest in peace, you absolute f***ing legend. Crocodile.
Shark buffs win. God is lizard confirmed. Why do you think they talk about lizard people? Oh, sevens for the legend, yes.
This bear was actually a soldier.
Oh?
But how? You see, it was 1942, and the 22nd Polish Artillery Company were passing through the mountains of Iran on their way to the front lines to fight the Nazis. While passing through a town on their way, they were stopped by a young Iranian shepherd looking to trade with them for rations and a Swiss Army knife. When the Poles asked what he had to offer in return, the young shepherd produced a burlap sack containing an orphaned Syrian brown bear.
A bear abandoned in the sack of a... Oh, gross. Some bot sent me a friend request. Ew, disgusting. Ban, block, rejection. Okay. Look at its bear!
Cub. You see, this bear's mother was shot by hunters, which is how he ended up in a low-tech Pokeball being offered as a trade deal.
You give us Swiss Army knife. We give you bear. Equivalent exchange. Alchemy.
The Polish looked at the bear and, clearly seeing the potential for insane dad law, said, "Damn good deal." And in the most worthwhile trade deal in history, parted ways with their supplies in exchange for a f***ing Pokemon, adopting him into their ranks and naming him Wojtek. And
Wojtek! I love it!
22nd immediately set about raising this little man as a proper bear and soldier. Maggots! As a baby, they would feed him condensed milk out of an empty vodka bottle, as well as feeding him on the cartoon bear diet consisting of fruit, honey, and marmalade. They also appointed
no.
a soldier as his caretaker, who wasted no time in showing Wojtek how to fit in with the rest of the army.
He's so cute. Look at him. He's so adorable.
Teaching Yogi's little cousin to wave, salute, and even march. While not undergoing rigorous military training, Wojtek would hang out with the soldiers. He drank coffee with them in the morning, trained with them in the day, and when they all got shit-faced in the evening, he would f***ing wrestle with them. Do you know how much a brown bear has to love you to wrestle you? On top of double rations, they would also...
Brown bears are not as scary or deadly as like grizzlies and like polar bears, but they're still not supposed to be pets.
feed Wojtek treats in the form of beer and cigarettes. They let the bear have smoko. Eventually, Army High Command heard about this and were having absolutely none of it.
Reminds me of that goose that went to war as well, and they got honorary, like that the goose in the war. There was a goose in war.
You see, pets were not allowed in the army, which meant Wojtek had to go.
No pets in the army?
Or did he? Because the 22nd Artillery Company officially enlisted him.
I'm doing my part.
Oh my god!
I'm doing my part.
Wojtek was given a serial number and granted the rank of private, so when confronted about the very conspicuous bear in their rank,
There's no bear here. What you talking about? There's no bear. There's no bear.
they simply went, "That's not a bear, that's Private Wojtek." And Wojtek took his new role very seriously, as during the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, Wojtek began using his bulk to transport artillery shells and ammo to...
He was delivering ammo to his people!
the soldiers engaged in combat. They had a fucking resupply bear. For his bravery, he was promoted to the rank of corporal, and the 22nd changed their insignia to a bear carrying an artillery.
That's lore accurate. I love chat. You need to look at this. Can I zoom in? Can you guys see it? They gave the bear balls. Do you see it? They made sure like he had appropriate. They needed to make sure that he was lore accurate. That was accurate. This is exactly what it looked like.
Shell. This absolute unit smoked, drank, and dropped artillery on the Nazis. Based.
Imagine being outranked by a bear. I would be honored to be outranked by a bear. Let's move on.
This bird can straight hit you with a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Oh,
Finish him.
Introducing the cassowary, a species of ratite native to the land down under. And for once, guys,
do you see its head?
it's not venomous. Can
Oh.
still flatline you though. And
Look at it. It looks like a little mohawk.
I'm going to tell you how. You see, these neon chickens belong to the same family of birds as the emu, and as such
Oh.
share their impressive size, coming in at a solid 79
That's one heavy bird. That's one heavy bird.
kilos and growing up to 6 feet tall, meaning the short kings in my audience could, in theory, mount these things like a chocobo. But
I could mount those things like a chocobo.
what makes them stick out from emus? Well, you see, the cassowary is basically a spec ops emu,
Oh.
being twice the weight, highly territorial, and most importantly, coming with a f***ing combat knife strapped to their foot. That's right, this is a cassowary.
Oh my god, look at those claws. If you showed me this picture and you said it was a dinosaur, I would 100% believe that it's a foot of a dinosaur. Without a doubt, I would believe that it's a foot of a dinosaur. That is a dinosaur! That's a raptor! Rawr, rawr.
Claw, and it's the reason they can hit you with a fighting game finisher. You see, these claws are a full 5 inches long. And you know what I mean? Honestly, 5 inches, way too big for anything, and especially for something that's going inside me.
Too big for him. we need that Among Us sound. I wish I had I need to update my freaking soundboard. Do I have a? No, I just have a predatory. I need more soundboard.
And if you anger the tactical assault turkey, that is exactly what you're gonna get, as their go-to defense method is to kick you square in the gut with that kitchen knife and attempt to disembowel you.
Oh, great.
And I mean, even if the kick doesn't put your insides on the outsides, that kick is still gonna send you flying, which can cause some fairly major problems. Problems like the incident that occurred in 2012, where I shit you not, a cassowary ran up behind a random tourist, hit the heavy attack button, and kicked the guy down a small cliff into the ocean.
This is Spartan Tim.
I mean, luckily he survived, but the fact that I live in a country where at any point I could be hit with a sneak attack by a kaiju turkey is f***ing terrifying. If you see this thing T-pose, run.
Oh.
Introducing the anteater, a goofy little creature native to Brazil, and to understand
Anteaters can't be that dangerous, right?
why the absolute stance on this bad boy is
He's just, look at them. Look at that anteater. You can't tell me you don't love anteaters.
a threat to your health, you're gonna have to understand a little about his lifestyle
Wait, dig through concrete?
first. Now listen, I know this may come as a shock to you, but the anteater eats ants.
Yes.
Weighing in at 40 kilos
It's a big boy.
and 1.8 meters in
It's taller than me. The anteater's taller than me. I mean, there's not much to beat. I'm only 5'3", but it's taller than me.
length, he needs to consume upwards of 40,000 ants per day. Now, in order to help him hit his bulking goals, the anteater has a mystery mouse tool stored inside that XL sniffer.
Let me do it for you.
A 60 centimeter long tongue.
It's one hell of a tongue. It's so he can get in all the crevices of the ant burrow. I didn't say anything. I said nothing. I said that's an incredibly long tongue. That's all I should call it. It does look like a whip. Whip and nay-nay. Watch me whip. And watch me nay-nay. I need a long tongue toggle.
Designed to snake its way down an ant colony's tunnel network.
Oh my
smash
God.
into their living room and abduct the entire
Imagine just living your life in your living room and then suddenly breaking through your door is a massive tongue tentacle grabbing you and pulling you in to be eaten.
cast of Bug's life and convert them into a high-calorie meal. However, what that tongue do only goes so far, as an ant colony can extend up to 4 meters underground, and termites live in high-rises, which means our boy here is going to have to do a little excavation to get to the goods. But last I checked, an anteater can't go down to Bunnings and buy a shovel.
No, he can't just buy a shovel, right? I mean, I would give him a shovel if I had one and I ran into an anteater.
So how does he dig? Oh, that's simple, with the combat knives he has for claws. Yeah, anteaters are permanently cosplaying Freddy Krueger with a set of 4-inch claws, which, proving the effectiveness of a few inches, can crack through f***ing...
See, we don't need 5-inch claws. That's too much penetration claw power. But 4 inches? 4 inches? Peak.
concrete. Now, these work great for digging, but they are also more than capable of flatlining you. When threatened, the anteater will rear up into a defensive T-pose. This is your sign if you are
Defensive T-pose, the ultimate form. You gotta T-pose for dominance.
smart to turn around and all the way off. If, however, you were, say, some dumbass trophy hunter who really felt the need to try and stab an animal for no reason other than ego, the anteater will swipe at you with those claws, which are at the perfect height to nail you in a thigh. Slip through your flesh
Thigh gashes are not good. You ain't surviving that.
like butter and sever your femoral artery, causing you to bleed out in 2 minutes while the anteater watches you go meet your ancestors. Can you imagine having to explain to your ancestors who felled woolly mammoths you got your packed up by the most unserious creature on the planet hitting a T-pose?
Because he's dangerous!
If you...
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.